Are you still tweaking that same lo-fi track for the 40th time? You're not alone, and today we're talking about the moment every producer struggles with, and that's knowing when the track is actually done. And I'll show you a simple way to stop overworking your music and start releasing more of it.
You're listening to the Lofi Music Academy podcast, your go-to space for all things lo-fi. Sit back, relax, and let's dive into the world of lo-fi music production.
Hi, and welcome to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. I'm Spencer J, your guide through the chilled out, atmospheric world of lo-fi beats. Today we're talking about something every producer struggles with, no matter what level you're at, and that's when is your lo-fi track actually finished. Now that sounds simple, but if you've ever found yourself tweaking your hi-hats at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, or exporting that same beat 4 times because the snare still feels, slightly off, well, you're definitely in the right episode. Today we're redefining what finished actually means for lo-fi music, and spoiler, it's not when the mix is perfect, or when your arrangement follows a textbook set of instructions, or even when you just don't hate the track anymore. So grab your favourite drink and let's get into it. So here's the thing, lo-fi is perfectly imperfect. It was born from cassette limitations, dusty vinyl, cheap samplers, background noise, and mistakes that became aesthetic choices. So why do we act like lo-fi beats need to be pristine music school masterpieces before we can call them finished? Somewhere along the way, we combined YouTube tutorials, Instagram reels, and producer comparison culture, and suddenly we think, if I just adjust that saturation just a little more, this will definitely be the version. But you see, perfection isn't the goal. In lo-fi, vibe is the perfection. So first we need a mindset shift. A track is finished, not when it's perfect, but when the feeling is complete. Just let that sink in for a moment. Now I want to give you a super simple test. Drop your track into a playlist with other lo-fi songs, ideally the same kind of vibe of the playlist that you're trying to pitch to. Hit play, close your eyes, and when your track comes on, ask yourself some questions. Does it feel like the track's in the same universe as the others? Does it sit at the right emotional level? Does it carry the same mood? Does the groove feel comfortable? And do you feel at peace when listening to it, or do you instantly think, oh no, the snare is so sharp, pull it down 1.2 dB? If you're vibing to it, it's definitely done. If you're analysing instead of feeling, you're still in the technical zone. And listen, this skill develops over time. Early in your journey, finish might feel like beginner's luck, but the more you experiment, the faster your brain learns the threshold. Let's talk realities. Here's what done enough usually looks like for lo-fi music. The idea is clear, the groove is locked, levels are balanced enough so that you can chill, and there's no elements that are distracting you from the actual mood of the music. Your textures and ambience support the vibe of the tune, and also it loops smoothly or your transitions feel nice and natural. And really that's it. Notice I didn't say that the perfect EQ curve, or that you've got a surgically controlled low end, or you've got a 5-stage mastering chain that's perfect, or your NASA approved mix automation is perfect. Lo-fi is about intention rather than engineering. Maybe call it a vibe check rather than a mix check. It's just about flipping your mentality. When I first started out producing, I had a folder for all my mixes, and inside the folder each track had a name like something like Morning Coffee Final, or Morning Coffee Final 2, Morning Coffee Final Extreme, or Morning Coffee This is totally the last mix this time. Not one of them ever saw the light of day, because I convinced myself that fixing those tiny details was progress, but the truth is I wasn't improving the tracks, I was avoiding releasing them. Endless tweaking isn't perfectionism, it's procrastination disguised as productivity. And you don't grow by perfecting one beat forever. You grow by finishing many beats and sharing them out there in the world and with your fans. So let's rewrite the definition right now of when a lo-fi track is finished, and that's when it communicates the mood and doesn't pull attention away from the feeling of the music. You don't finish music by perfecting it, you finish it by releasing it, and starting the next one and using everything that you've learned. That momentum will equal mastery, and your done today beats will feel unfinished next year, and that's how you know that you're starting to level up your skills. So don't fight that, go with the flow. Here's a simple system you can actually use. Before exporting, ask yourself some questions. Is the vibe consistent? Does it make you feel something? Can you listen to the track from start to finish without flinching and no moments that you go, oh, I'm not sure about that? Would someone else enjoy listening to the music in the background? Chill music should be comfortable to more than just you. And if the answer is yes to those, then bounce it down and call it done. So try this new workflow for yourself. Finish the vibe, bounce it down, let it rest for about 24 hours and listen once with fresh ears. If there's no obvious fix, then just publish it. Don't listen to it 20 times or 15 revisions. Just give it one honest revisit and then move on. And that's how you build a catalogue. That's how you build your confidence. And that's how you stop being a beat hoarder and you become a beat finisher. So next time you're sitting there tweaking your reverb tails or nudging kicks by fractions of a millisecond, just stop yourself for a moment and ask yourself, is the vibe here? Does this feel finished emotionally? Am I editing out of fear or intention? And if the vibe is right, just let it go and release it. And move on to creating the next cozy world and atmosphere. Because lo-fi isn't about perfection, it's about presence. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode of the Lofi Music Academy podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing, leaving a review, or sharing it with fellow music producers who might find it useful. Until next time, keep creating, stay inspired, and remember, it's all about the vibe. Take care and see you in the next episode.
Thanks for tuning in to the Lofi Music Academy podcast. If you're ready to start making lo-fi music and want to go even deeper, grab your free guide. Discover the 6 essential steps to create a release-ready lo-fi track from scratch. Whether you're using budget gear in your bedroom or a small home studio, this guide will help you get that polished, dreamy lo-fi sound you're after. Just go to www.lofimusicacademy.com. Until next time, keep creating those laid-back vibes, and don't forget to subscribe for more lo-fi tips and tricks.